All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Oafdiscussions. I'm your host, Kid Swift. With me, as always, is Miss Stubborn.
If he dies, he dies.
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Still alive, man. Still alive.
And, of course, as always, Mr. Webb.
Hey, what's going on?
How's it doing? How are you?
Chilling.
Word. Shayna's tied up, doing her thing, hustling, getting paper.
I didn't know where you was gonna go with that, and I was like, you know what? I'm about to egg this on, but I see you went a safe route. All right.
He was ready to. He was ready to egg it on immediately. I'm here to like an assisted RKO. I'm here.
Hey.
just take somebody down.
when I'm already in pose, like, yo, I'm ready. Just tag
right,
me.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Off the turnbuckle, got you.
Right. So how was your week, brother? How you doing, Brett?
Let's see. I've been off, like not off work, but I've been like this week
Off balance.
Yeah, like off kilter, off. I don't know what the right word would be for this, but like, have you ever had a day where like just nothing went right the way you thought?
Oh yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
All right, but for example, like, you know how you look so forward to like payday?
Yeah.
Right.
And
And yesterday or Friday, I woke up, I was like, yeah, got a little money in the account. I can eat again. I can be a person again.
Right.
Went through the whole day. I'm buying lunch, breakfast. I even bought socks from Kroger's that was like, like $12 for like 6 pairs. Like, I was just spending money.
Right.
We don't have to judge of how I was spending money, but I was just spending money.
Right.
And then I got that little alert that was like, hey, you ain't got that type of funds in your account.
It's like, just so you know, you are under a certain amount.
Now, immediately, I'm like, yo, I got paid today. Like, why am I at this low point? Like,
right.
I got an alert that tells me, when a certain amount is in the account or it's below that amount, it gives you an alert.
Right.
So I was like, yo, did I get hacked? Did somebody steal my money? Like, was there some kind of bill that I didn't remember? Like, so all this stuff was happening, and I look at my account, no crazy things happened. I realized I didn't get paid. And this is at like 7 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, so definitely way beyond the time.
Yeah, like this isn't even the morning. So that happened.
Well, here at 7, I was like,
he was like 7 in the morning.
No, this is 7 p.m. now. So
right, yeah.
So I've now realized I fucked up. I've been fucking up today.
Right.
So part of that day, let's see, I almost clapped back at some people, because of my line of work.
Gotcha.
But I was just too tired and emotionally, just drained. Like, I didn't care. I just said,
right. Didn't want to deal with it.
I couldn't even do a proper Jay-Z okay. Like, it was just
right. You're just like, okay.
I don't even care. I'll clap back later. I bought the food that I bought for lunch. I only got to eat like, out of 4 chicken tenders, I ate 1 chicken tender because I was like too busy with work. And then I left my
Jesus,
Yo.
So bad.
And then I left, like, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I left, hopped in the car, got home.
Right.
And realized that I left my food on the top of the counter that was in my little office that I'm in. I left the only food that I had bought all day.
In the office.
Yeah, in the office, on top of the counter.
The remaining 3 tenders just...
I just, imagine, cut to a janitor, just like, oh, shit. Oh, there's some tenders there. Just,
pretty much,
everything's coming up new house.
Right, exactly.
And I'm going to be low-key salty if I get in there Tuesday, and I find out that box is still in there. Like, I'm going to be low-key salty. So that happened, and then I realized that I hadn't gotten paid, so I just wasted money that I was spending frivolously that I shouldn't have been.
Right.
On
some random stuff.
I'm trying to think. Anything else? Like, I got drenched walking into work.
Well, so this was Friday, right?
Yeah, this is all Friday. Okay. We're just doing one day.
So this was okay. So this was in the midst.
This was just Brent's one day. How was the rest of the week? I don't even remember no more.
This was in the midst of the downpour, the Hurricane Harvey finally making its way up here.
It slapped me in the face. All right.
Right. Got you.
No umbrellas in sight. All that type of stuff.
Gotcha.
So that was my Friday. School wise, if y'all want to update,
how's it going?
Classes is crazy. Like, I've turned in 4 papers. Well, I will be turning in a 4th paper in about an hour or 2 for one class. And my other class I've turned in 2 papers already, 2 assignments.
God.
What is that? Almost 6 assignments?
And how long?
This is 1 week.
What is this?
This is all this week.
Oh,
like, since Wednesday, actually. Like, this is since Wednesday. Like, I don't think you understand. This is since Wednesday this week.
Oh, my God. I thought you were going to say, like, a couple weeks or a few weeks.
You know what I did Friday night after all that shenanigans?
Yeah, started writing.
I dropped 2 papers.
He said drink.
I thought about it, and then I realized
immediately.
I was gonna have like a mixer and all
that.
I just give, man. I just give. So
yeah, that definitely seems like the natural progression of that.
So
it's fine.
You know, welcome to the life of Mr. Brent.
Yeah.
I hope all is well in you all's life. Please tell me about you all.
It's been all right. Just a normal crazy work week. Doing different stories, doing random Harvey stories, basically, KY connection type stuff. But Friday was cool. We did I guess it was cool. It was kind of a mess, but we did a story on Red, White, and Boom, the big country music festival that it's every year here in Lexington.
I was like Red, White, and okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's always at Whitaker Ballpark, the ballpark where the Legends play, but it was like...
Didn't it used to be near Rupp?
Yeah, it used to be downtown, and it used to be free years ago. But when it got more popular, they moved it to Whitaker Ballpark, and then they charge. Now it's like 3 days. It's not just one night anymore. It's like 3 days, and it's like... I think in total, it ends up being like $120 or something like that. But you see... I think it's like altogether like... I'd say 15 to 20 acts. And
like
they've got
like an upscale court day or some shit almost.
It's like either that or the other kind of way is like country Bonnaroo light is the other way, which sounds like a type. That's really where it's kind of starting to get to, and it's slowly been growing over the years. So it's kind of getting.
I would be at a bonfire and drink the shit out of some Bonnaroo light.
Yeah, I know some Bonnaroo light. Yeah, exactly. I know, right? It sounds great.
And avoid as much as possible people saying you're one of the good ones, ain't you?
Right. He said, "Oh my God." He said, "Give me a tall boy of Bonnaroo light. I'll take it."
One of those where somebody be like, "You're one of the good ones." Be like, "I'm really not."
Right.
Or worse yet, who are you here with? Right. I was like, was I supposed? Like, I'm sorry that I forgot my freedom papers. I didn't say who I belong.
I didn't know I could move. I thought I could move freely throughout this area without getting questioned. Right. So that was fun, but the whole story was like, hey, it's going to be fucking torrential downpouring. You guys still are coming for this concert. What's up with that? So we were out there pretty much all day. We did like 2 live shots, and the whole time, I mean, it's like dumping buckets. And they tried to have the field kind of like prepared in some ways, but I mean, it was just slowly becoming like walking on like a sponge. Pretty much, it was so much water on the field, like the outfield especially. But it was packed. A lot of people showed up. It's on its last night tonight that we're recording this, and it was a bunch of people out there that first night, even in the middle of the rain. Like, people still came out, and people came. I think the farthest that I saw was some people actually came up from Australia for it.
Really?
Which is crazy, yeah. But, yeah, other than that, everybody else was like from all over Kentucky and then up into like Indiana and Ohio and stuff like that. But yeah, pretty wild, pretty cool. Seemed like everybody had fun still, but Harvey didn't hit us as hard as we thought it was going to, as far as like in Lexington. Now in Western Kentucky got fucking nailed big time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it wasn't too bad. Week wasn't too terrible. Pretty chill as always. Been playing some random games. Absolver. Finally got my hands on that. It's been awesome. Me and Brent got down on some Overcooked yesterday, which was fucking hilarious, which was great. Shout out to Legs.
Shout out to Legs.
Shout out to Legs. Legs is a raccoon chef who was in a wheelchair, and we just decided to call him Legs.
In the game, right?
Yeah, in the game.
Okay, I was like,
in the game.
It's like, y'all just get anthropomorphic friends and don't tell people?
Right, yeah, exactly.
How you just not gonna bring Legs to the fucking podcast?
Right, yeah. It's like, we need to interview Legs. Yeah, we need Legs.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, Legs was. It was hard because like the level had ice, so we was trying to drive. I was trying to drive Legs around, and it wasn't working. He was sliding around all over.
I like how I was trying to see how long he was gonna go without saying that he was actually Legs, and I kept calling like every time Gary kept messing up. I'd be like, "Come on, Legs."
Yeah, he'd get mad at me.
Oh,
he said, Legs,
no offense to anybody who was actually in a wheelchair, things like that, paraplegic. Like, let's say that off top.
Yeah, if you are anthropomorphic
in a game.
Yeah, if you are anthropomorphic,
like
paraplegic raccoon, we do not mean any offense to you. In that hyper-specific situation. But other than that, been playing Absolver. Been playing the heck out of everybody's golf. It's fucking great. It's so funny, because I don't know if you've ever experienced this before, Brent, but if anybody out there, any big like Sony fans out there who know who Shuhei Yoshida is, who is like one of the biggest... kind of like the face of PlayStation. He always responds back when you tweet at him.
I caught that.
Yeah, like and the funny, I don't know if you saw what happened, but it was funny because he put up his tweet, and he was like, hey, he was like saying like basically he'd been playing everybody's golf and he loves it. And I tweeted at him. I was like, I've been waiting for this game. It like exceeded all my expectations, and I fucking love it. And it was funny because like he tweeted back what he always tweets back, which is like his little wave emoticon thing, and he's like, "Thank you."
Yeah.
And I've tweeted him like at least 10 times over the years, and every single time he gets back, it's amazing to me because I know that man is busy as hell.
Should have said, "How about we play a game?"
I know. I'm gonna have to. Like now that I'm getting better because I feel like
to play a game?
Right, yeah, because I feel like he's probably way better than I am. But the funny thing was that happened after that. I got like 3 more tweets where I don't know if everybody thought I worked at PlayStation 2, but like they were tweeting request shit at Shu, but they were including me in it. They were atting both of them.
That's one of the problems with Twitter. Is like when you get in, like sometimes you get in other people's conversations.
Right, exactly.
You don't really want to, simply because you retweeted it.
He was the last person that they saw.
Like, I'll retweet something that somebody said, and then somebody will reply to that person's tweet,
and it has both the outlets.
But somehow I'm in the conversation.
Yeah,
and people were in this. It was like this argument about tipping.
Okay, gotcha.
Somebody like tipping a certain waiter because they were showing like the gratuity and all this other stuff, a certain percent.
Okay.
And then somebody put like, no, you're doing this wrong. My total was blah 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 blah. Okay. And like they cleverly covered it up because what could have happened is that they used a coupon.
Oh, okay.
And it knocked it down to a certain amount to where the gratuity was showing differently from the total amount because they were using the coupon.
Right.
So the gratuity was showing more than what they would have to pay and stuff like that.
So the gratuity was showing like the original amount before the coupon. Right.
That's the theory.
Right. Okay. Right.
I don't know for a fact because I didn't see that person's receipt.
Yeah. Okay.
And so there was a huge fucking debate over that for like 3 days.
You was getting all the notifications.
And I was getting the notifications for every single one of them.
That's so ridiculous.
And I had not said not one fucking word in that whole tweet or in that whole thread.
Like, leave me out of this.
All because I retweeted something.
Yeah.
And somehow, someway, get that together.
Yeah, I know. They need to fix that because it was funny because like people were like, hey, we need multiplayer on this game, and like tweeting at Shu and tweeting me. I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I'm not the guy.
Hey, listen to my SoundCloud.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's like, if Shu can't do nothing about it either, I hope you know what his job is. Like, he doesn't. That's not what he does. But shout out to Shuhei. He's really great, and he always responds back. And like I said, I know that man's busy as all get out.
Hey, what we should do when this drops, at him.
Yeah.
Oafdiscussions.
At him.
We wanted to show you some love, Shuhei. We talked about you on the podcast.
Right, yeah. Shout out to you.
Dead serious. Like,
that works. As long as we don't say anything too crazy.
But then we're going to get the attention we don't want from other people sitting there going like, hey, what about this DLC for this?
I got answers for all of them. Come on, no.
Right. Oafdiscussions was a patch for Destiny 2 gonna come out. Like, come on, man.
I got you. Thursday.
He said, I got you. Right there. You just start dropping random knowledge that doesn't even mean anything.
Then we get in the headlines for the wrong shit.
Right, yeah. We're on Kotaku. Developer Oafdiscussions confirmed DLC for Destiny 2. We don't know what relation they have to Bungie, but hey, fuck it. Right, yeah,
but when you're on IGN, they're talking about, so we've been hearing about you talking about DLC for Destiny 2.
Right.
Yes, we love the game. We're all fans. Only a couple of us bought it, but we love it. And we just through our math that we did an
estimations.
Yeah, estimations, guesstimations.
We just become
algorithm.
We just become like they just keep thinking we're a porthouse like Blue Point.
Yeah, and it was just like
we're not doing anything.
You know, we searched a couple Reddit pages, and what we came to a conclusion was Thursday. Just like pi, just like the answer to everything is pi, 14, Thursday.
This lie's getting us pretty far.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're going out.
Oh, hold on. I have some. Okay, let me back out.
You good? Did I turn you? I didn't turn you.
So while we do filler, I'm gonna do some filler for a second.
No,
well, I want to hear what Webb's been doing too, but I can talk about. I did realize something else did happen in my life.
Okay.
All right. So I'm sorry. So back to my week, or
do you want to do that after?
No. Go ahead. I can drop this anytime. Like, it's no okay. Let's hear about what.
I'll go through this pretty quick as far as how my week went. So, recurring theme apparently, Hurricane Harvey has kind of had an impact on a few of us here. In this case, my job, helping out with reservations for different companies, this, that, and the other. I won't go into too many details. But yeah, it's pretty much having to do like from clock in to clock out, and I even had to work Saturday. I'm actually surprised I didn't have to do anything today, but like every day has felt like Monday as far as trying to get shit together.
Jeez, yeah.
Dang.
Ready to drink at this point, so so I was right there with you, Brent, at first. Finishing up the animation, I keep backtracking on the little character that I made. So at this point in time, I'm almost done. I just need to get the layers together to where I can move him freely the way I need to and go from there.
The rigging,
yeah. And then I can get started on backgrounds and start getting a format together on how we should do it.
Oh, yeah. Good job on that, man. Good job. I have been peeping all the work you have been doing, so good work. I know I had a chance to say anything, but I have been actually peeping all that, even though I've been silent for a little bit. So yeah, good work, man. You're making great strides.
All right. If anything, so now that I got an idea of what to do as far as a person, it'll make it a lot easier when it comes time to start making y'all. So,
gotcha.
Fingers crossed as far as we get that done within the next 2 weeks. In this sense.
Sounds good.
What else do we have going on? I just finished listening to Taeyong from Big Bang.
Okay.
He had a new album called White Knight. So it's kind of funny to get back into K-pop, but as far as listening to it, so I listened to that album about twice. Nice. I don't like it as much. I don't like it's decent, but compared to the last two that I've listened to, I enjoyed those way more than this one.
Right.
And what kind of threw me off is like I didn't realize the album came out until like a music video, and like it already had like 2 million views by the time I watched it, and it wasn't even like 24 hours.
Jesus.
And then the comment section. The fans in there were upset that it only had like 2 million views, and they were sitting there, come on guys, we can hurry up and get this one. I was like, wait, what are you racing for?
That's like, always a funny thing to me when people get mad at the amount of views something has, like a certain span of time, and I'm like, dude, just give it, it'll get there.
So apparently, after, I don't know why I bothered to read through the whole comment section, because it was bothering me, like, it was like, well, why does it matter?
Right, it's like, is he in a contest or something?
But apparently, in a sense, they kind of do over there in Korea.
Oh, okay.
As far as like, the amount of views I think also kind of plays a role into, I didn't pay attention to what type of show, but I'm pretty sure it kind of like almost like a TRL type of form. So apparently the amount of views plays a factor as far as how they get listed on like their own countdowns or on shows and stuff like that.
Okay, so it plays a direct role and all that. Yeah, that's interesting.
It was
that makes sense.
Yeah,
that is interesting.
That amount of dedication is like, some people was like, I've been watching this straight like on replay for the past however many hours, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, some people.
You niggas wild.
Right, yeah, you're a big fan.
Too much.
All the fans.
Speaking of music, I listened to XXXTentacion.
Yeah, I listened to a couple songs too.
It was alright.
It's dark.
I kind of, what's that?
It's really dark.
What's the
artist from Miami? His album, or no? Could you call it an album?
Yeah.
Because it was, the funny thing was,
a mixtape.
Kind of, you would think, because it's like 11 tracks and it's only like 22 minutes long.
Yeah, it's weird because all the songs are like almost 2 minutes or less.
Yeah, not counting the introduction.
Right, exactly.
Introduction where he was talking like this.
You sound like Charles Barkley.
Me?
Yeah.
The little pops will cut kicking in. Oh, you remove without pop filter, but and then you see him just talking.
So distorted.
That's very low.
That's
exactly
what the intro sounds on this album.
His music also.
Yeah, that is. Like I feel like he intentionally takes the pop filter away when he records. Like it's always distorted in some way.
No,
but
it was called 17. I guess you can call it an album.
Yeah.
I literally was about to start checking all the levels. I was like, yo, what the hell just happened? I looked away from the screen. I was like, what the hell just happened? What are you doing?
But the one song that I listened to was there was a song he has about a friend of his that I think killed herself or something. Yikes. And it's like a lot of the songs on there are super like dark.
Yeah, it's specifically about depression and going through depression, and like that intro where I sit there and just muffled the microphone. That's kind of pretty much what he was talking about as far as, this is for those that have gone through depression, those that are still going through it, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I also didn't count this. He was very faint when he was talking about it. So,
yeah, it sounds like he's slowly falling asleep in the background.
I don't know how to pull that off from here. But,
I don't see. He's like laying down like Marvin Gaye, but he's like super like laid back about it. He's not even like singing like happily. He's just talking. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, his voice was cracking, like almost sounded like he was going to cry. And you know what? I played myself for listening to it because of Kendrick's cosign.
Right.
That's what I mean. I will take that.
That did a lot of people like that because, like I said, with my friends at the station, that's exactly what he said. He was like, he didn't think about like really listening to it, and then he saw Kendrick's cosigns, and then he checked it out, and then he was like, well, I didn't really like it. I mean, it was just one of those things. It's funny. Like, I don't know. I mean, I can understand. It's been interesting to watch too because there's been a lot of
you giving me shitty recommends. I beat your ass,
right? Yeah. there's been a lot of stuff surrounding the whole thing where DJ Booth said they weren't going to review the album, which they usually review every fucking album that comes out, and the whole thing, his whole reasoning behind it was his whole kind of like past the negative stuff that. His domestic abuse
outside
type.
Of yeah. As we talked about a little bit on the last episode.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that was interesting. So, but yeah, I didn't really like it that much. Just in general,
I didn't like it either.
Right? Yeah, I didn't like it either. Yeah, but I'm trying to think. There was somebody else that I checked out this week too. There is for all of the. I guess if you like rock or indie rock, anything like that. I finally checked out Local Natives, who are like super big, but I had never listened to them before. Really good. And then also next week, the National's new album comes out, which is...
Oh, I thought you were talking about a band name next week.
No. The band's name is the National. Next week, their album comes out. But yeah.
Yeah, we should probably sit there and look more into upcoming releases, and then sit there and we all sit there actually, get a listen to it and see where we, get back to that.
Yeah, I would like to. It'd be good. Brent, what was you going to say earlier before we have started this time?
Oh, so I am helping. So there is for anybody that's looking for any Afrocentric people looking for a gun club or a gun ownership club. Yeah. There is Afro, so that's AAAFRO, stands for Armed African Americans for Responsible Ownership Gun Club, and a chapter has been brought to Kentucky. There'll be a couple more, but a chapter has been brought to Kentucky. Mm-hmm. and it's going to be a group, a gun club that teaches responsible ownership of guns, how to take care of your gun, how to shoot, marksmanship, different classes on defense, things like that, understanding your laws, your rules, your some of your legislation. You can also get certified. You can also become a concealed carry instructor. Concealed carry carrier in the state of Kentucky if you want to as well. There's always that option. But that's also been part of the week. I'm helping bring the chapter just started here. It just started. But I'm part of the few people that brought the chapter here. And
okay. Very nice. Yeah, I remember you told me about this before. My SCAR will be here on Tuesday.
That's cool. So that I can give more information about that. I can put that in the chat or in the link when this goes live. But it's called Afro, and we wanted to do a gun club for minorities, African Americans, things like that. So that way you can be shown thanks by people who look like you or who are from some of that same backgrounds as you, or maybe just have some of the same hobbies as you, things like that.
Right, because we know there are plenty of gun clubs, especially in our state. But having one specifically geared towards our demo makes a difference.
Yeah, so wanted to put that out there. So I'm one of the people, that's part of the chapter here. I am one of the founding people of the chapter. So if you need any more information, just shoot me a message, or I'll put information in the thing when this goes out. So I just want to say that to anybody who may be interested, so you can do a little research.
That works.
Check it out for yourself.
Cool.
I'm checking out the Instagram now. So
yeah,
that's a good look then.
So moving on into a couple topics for today, not too much.
All right then. Let's go ahead and get started with Hurricane Harvey.
Yeah.
Get this out of the way since we talked a little bit about it, and apparently it's only affected us on a tangible or just indirectly.
Yeah, right.
And as far as it affecting those directly, let me give a little bit of a synopsis about it. It was a category, started out as category 3, and then went to category 4. It formed in August 17th, didn't dissipate until just yesterday.
Yeah.
So here it is, and it pretty much ravaged Texas. As far as this being it was considered the wettest tropical storm that hit the contiguous United States, or the 48. Pretty much, I would say.
Right.
As so far at this moment, 51 confirmed casualties, a little over $70 billion worth of damage so far. Areas affected are obviously Texas, a little bit of Louisiana, obviously the Southern American areas like Nicaragua and Honduras.
Yep.
And
Houston and Corpus Christi got the brunt of it.
Yes.
Pretty much direct hit. And then it just kind of worked its way up. It kind of stalled out a little bit over that area from Houston, Corpus Christi, just in that area of Texas for a while. That's why it dumped so much water, so much rain, and that was one of the biggest problems. Of course, was the initial hit of the hurricane was bad because of the wind speeds. I think got up to 120 plus.
That's crazy.
But the amount of water was we're talking 50 some inches in some places of rain, which is insane when you think about it. Because you can think about it and in your head when it comes oh, we're gonna get a foot of snow or some shit like that. You can see that. That's 10. You can see a foot of snow. But thinking about that much in just water that can move around, crash into shit, flood places, destroy homes, then obviously snow can, but snow's gonna fall and it's gonna sit still. Water's gonna fall and it's gonna go everywhere. It's going to fill up houses. It's going to move cars around. It's going to push houses. You can obviously drown. Much, much worse.
Liquid.
And just shows how bad.
Liquid is one of the most powerful forces of nature.
Right, exactly. Especially when you get that much. Nice. But the fact that much, and then of course the amount of help that a lot of people have been pouring out. One of the biggest ones, I think, probably has been from J.J. Watt. actually, was behind a really big push where initially he wanted to raise like $300,000. The day after it kind of hit, he was like, "Hey, I want to raise like $300,000 so he can help these people in Houston, at least something." Well, turned to like, I guess like Friday, he had raised like $10 million.
Wow. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, he raised like some millions. Or
yeah. He started off at 300,000 and he ended up getting like 10 million. So then, of course, he upped the amount to try to get it to like 15 million. And then, of course, the Dallas Cowboys, I think they raised like 2 or 3 million. Jerry Jones gave $1 million straight up just as himself. And then they got a lot of donations. They did like a telethon where they got a lot of donations in it. So it's been really cool to see the reaction generally from across the country. And then this is my first time being where we have a disaster in this country like this, and then me being in the media. It's been very interesting to see because, like I said, we sent a crew, like I told you guys last week, we sent a crew down to Houston and Corpus Christi for a week to help out the station there. Not even just like, hey, we want to go down there and get coverage, but like the stations down there were so shorthanded because like obviously the reporters and the producers and stuff like that, their houses are down there, so their houses are getting wrecked, and then they still have to worry about working because it's one of those jobs where especially the type of line of work that you're here for. Exactly. So we sent a crew down there just to help out for a week, and they got to see it firsthand. It was pretty crazy. And of course, they were sending us back, and we got to see their like stuff and everything that they shot. But yeah, it's been nuts. And the thing that I'm worried about and hoping to God it doesn't. I mean, either where it goes, depending on how it ends up. But there's Ira that's like right off the coast right now, and she's just kind of sitting there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Ominously. And I know before the other day, I think she had jumped up to like a 3 or a 4 category, like right off the coast, like pretty far out.
Was it Ira or Irma?
Is it Irma? I always mess it up. I've been messing up all week. I think it's Irma. Yeah, what's up?
What's the highest the categories can go up to?
Is it 5 or 6?
I want to say 5.
I think it's 5.
Oh, I'm thinking of tornadoes.
Hurricanes.
I think there's a possibility that hurricanes. Well, actually, yeah. Well, there's no reason to not have internet and not know shit.
I was just wondering.
No, not against you. No, that wasn't against you.
I think it's 5.
I mean, I take that on the chin if it was against me.
No, it wasn't against you.
I literally could have.
What is the highest category for a hurricane?
So while he does that.
Yeah. So, anyways. There's another hurricane.
Hold on. So I did check on some of our Room for Relations based out of Houston. I tried to check on a lot of the podcasts that were in Houston. They were saying they were doing all right. A lot of rain, no crazy damage in the area they were, besides like flooding and a lot of rain. I don't know if you all have people down there, but I
got cousins down there and stuff.
I got cousins. One of my cousins, they said one of their people's had like 4 foot of rain, 4 foot of standing water by them, stuff like that. I got a co-worker who, like their power's been out and, they've had to stay in like hotels, stuff like that. So if you do have people in Houston or Texas or those areas that have been affected, make sure you check on them. Just make sure that, you check on them, see if they need anything. Might be a good time to, cash app them some money to get a generator, things like that. So
simple stuff. Sure anything helps.
You're taking care of the people you know and love, as well as the complete strangers that are affected too.
Yeah, absolutely. What was you gonna say? What's the categories?
5.
5. Yeah, that's what I thought. Category 5.
All right.
So the thing about the other hurricane is I think it's Ira. It might be Irma. I think it's Ira. I can't remember. Anyways, it starts with an I. And it's like sitting off the coast and it's stalling right now, but it's going to make an approach and probably most likely make landfall unless hopefully it just hooks back and goes back out in the ocean. But Irma, okay.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's either going to make a hook up the East Coast, make landfall probably like in that South Carolina area, that kind of thing, or somewhere on the East Coast, or God forbid, if it goes straight into the Gulf again and goes straight towards Houston again, it's going to fucking suck.
Yeah.
It's going to be terrible. So hopefully that one dissipates and gets the hell out of here. Because I mean, we still got a long way before it's like technically quote unquote out of hurricane season. Right. Like this shit. I think the last one we got this year, which was the end, was in January, and it's only September. So yeah. So that's going to be the thing.
That's usually when our hurricane season kind of dissipates to begin with. Anyway.
Exactly, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we're only in September, so we still got months left of potential of this happening again. One of the things I saw, and I haven't been able to see and check and confirm it, but it looked like an article, but it was, I think it was Bundy's wife had said that all the archives for UGK got destroyed.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. Which I was like, that fucking sucks. And I don't know if they had them I would assume they probably had them backed up on computers too. And I'd say they probably had some physicals too, but I mean, hell, if fucking 4 feet of water comes in and washes away, I mean, it's going to be screwed. But yeah, it sucks. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where hopefully more so than not, you get to see people helping out people in need and not, nobody taking advantage of anybody in need. And obviously there's a lot of the country that wasn't affected by this at all, but they still have been able to see pretty much firsthand because of the way social media is set up nowadays and the way our media is set up nowadays, where you still get to have a human connection to something that doesn't happen to you even when you're not there.
Right.
So definitely shout out to everybody in Houston. Shout out to Room for Relations. We're glad to hear that everybody's okay from Room for Relations and all the people that need help. Try to help as much as possible.
Yeah, whether it be donations or even something as simple as thoughts and prayers. But don't make those thoughts and prayers seem like that's pretty much as you can do.
If you're capable of it more. Yeah,
with that being said, we have a person that thought just thoughts and prayers was going to be plenty.
Talk to him.
This person being televangelist by the name of Joel Osteen. Did I pronounce that right?
I think it is. Is it Osteen?
Osteen.
It's fine.
I don't care.
Old style.
J.O.
Yeah. J.O.
Mr. Osteen tried to be a little slick as far as how to go about handling the crisis.
Right, yeah.
And, as far as I'm sure that's
intended? Well, was you trying to do that?
I probably wasn't. I didn't even pay attention to what I just said.
That might have been a little bit of a reach.
In crisis?
It might have been a little bit of a reach.
A little reach? Okay, my bad. I could have reached.
I didn't even see what I did.
Crisis.
Yeah.
Church of
Evangelists. Oh, well.
Crisis. Yeah. It's not really a reach. It is, but it is.
It's not a reach. I guess
slow it down.
He just dished you. He said.
It's funny. So good, man.
All right, so he sent out a tweet. Victoria and I are praying for everyone affected by Hurricane Harvey. Please join us as we pray for the safety of our Texas friends and family. I didn't mean to sound or read that off condescending, but here we are.
Right.
And so they got a lot of backlash for that simply because they have a huge mega church in Texas.
Yeah, their church used to be where the Rockets played. That's what they're saying. That's what that church is. It's the old Rocket Stadium. They turned it into a church. Yeah. They have 14,000 seats, and usually that's how many people they have. And he also broadcasts to probably, I forgot how high it is, in the millions of people international every week. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
So as far as people going like, well, wait a minute, you got this here. Why don't you sit there and house people? And then trying to do some little damage control.
Then incoming the memes. The dude walking away with the cup like, nope.
They tried to do a little damage control as far as saying, like, oh, well, we would help, but the church is flooded, so we wouldn't be able to accommodate. And then lo and behold, not too much later,
some dude
power of the internet, power of social media. Yeah. Somebody said they had a video showing that the church is relatively dry.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good, yeah.
I mean, there's really, if there's anything going on, it's way too far from the church to really. Yeah,
it was like, I think it was on probably the day after that guy posted that video. So I mean, the waters weren't going anywhere yet, and even outside the church, it was pretty dry. It was in a seemed like good spot where it wasn't even like it was flooded.
Right.
Like around it, it seemed like it still had, and he was obviously standing up on the steps that enter into the church, but it seemed like it would have been fine. Right. As long as you can get him there, I mean, it seemed like it would have been fine.
And so, on account of social media putting the pressure on him, as much as it is, he finally decided to acquiesce and let about, I want to say, somewhere between 2,000. No, I want to say it was larger than that. I think 9,000 people.
Okay.
He was able to accommodate 9,000 people. I could be wrong. Fact check me after this, but
right.
And the interviews and everything where he's had to sit there and talk to the media after he did it, you could just tell he was just boiling inside.
Yeah,
it just like irritated him. And the fact that when he was actually they did an interview of him, and he was actually in the shits with the people walking around and stuff like that. He was pacing or like rocking back and forth a little bit, looking around this, that, and the other. And you could just tell he just like, ugh. You couldn't tell if it was more like poor people or non-whites.
He generally looked uncomfortable. Yeah, he did.
And it was so hilarious to see that. And and it's like, okay, I want you to check their pockets when they sit there.
Make sure none of the communion crackers are missing.
And you could just tell that's exactly what was going through his mind.
Right.
And, some of the interviews too, where it was just like him in the like what looked like some sort of supply room, and it was just like shitloads of food behind him. And stuff like that. And it was like, it's like a way to kind of put up a front, like, this is what we're doing now.
Look at all the food.
Able to help out with.
They probably shot that in the kitchen or like in their supply kitchen, I would assume, in the church.
Yeah, and it was a lot of food, and then like there was another interview, same channel. I think it was CNN. And then I think he was a little closer to the food this time around to sit there and kind of show like, look at all what we got here.
He just slowly get closer and closer. So he's like in the rack, like peeking through.
He's on top of the pallets like the fucking Joker in Dark Knight.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Wow.
Sets it on fire.
Everything burns.
Yeah, it just sets it on fire. Oh my god, that's funny.
Everything's eaten.
I don't care about the money. All right, I don't care about
the food.
Right? Yeah.
That's all that matters to you.
It's food.
How about I cut you up and feed you to your dogs and see what? Well, that's still food.
It's like he said that just
right. That reenactment didn't work out.
He said it didn't work like that. Yeah.
Also, complaints regarding the hurricane. I really hope this was just people trolling.
Right.
But there were some folks that were sitting there making comments about, I forgot about Trump being very kind of slow to the gun.
He was slow to the gun, and then he had some very weird, awkward comments that he made when he finally fired the gun.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't even good luck. It was like the first one was the initial one. It was that when he was getting on the plane when he was going on vacation, where he was like, good luck to everybody in Houston. This was before it was about to hit. Well, this was like the day that it was hitting. And he was just like, good luck, they'll be fine, like kind of thing. And then he got on the plane and went on vacation. That one was first kind of like, all right, well, I mean, you could have either said something more or been like, we're doing this. I understand you're like literally walking to the plane and reporters are screaming at you, but that seemed very kind of like just like, fuck off.
And with this, I say Godspeed, Texas. I can't do it.
Right? Yeah. It's sad. It's sad. Getting on the plane. It's sad. But then after that, like the other thing, when he finally got there, like one of the first things he said was like, look at this turnout. Bitch, I'm here to get food. We don't care about your crowd. This is not a time to boast about how many people are coming to see you. Yeah. Like, we're in trouble.
Yeah, not only boasting the attendance, but boasting the severity of the storm. And it's like, I don't think any president has ever. Wait, no, I'm not trying to do the accent. Damn it, I'm not trying to do the impersonation.
It's hard not to. Yeah, it's fun.
As far as like not only just the attendance, but it's like, I don't think any president has ever witnessed this type of hurricane or has been in response to this type of hurricane. This is the baddest.
I like how you do the hands.
Greatest. Yeah.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah, it's the biggest.
I couldn't help it. I can't help it.
This is the greatest hurricane of all time.
The greatest hell. It's so big, so massive. I mean, we have reports that this is the greatest hurricane in the entire universe. The biggest, has the most water.
And everybody's looking like, what the? Like, that's not the point, man.
Yeah.
My house is gone. Like,
so let me read a series of tweets that are towards a different person that used to inhabit the White House.
Right.
All right.
Bush.
How come we never saw Obama helping the Katrina victims? That's right. He was golfing at that time. You are a nutcase. It was your President Obama who was golfing during Hurricane Katrina. President Trump has been very proactive in sending help before and now. What? You're such a pig. Don't you remember Katrina when Obama was out golfing / vacation and too busy to help Louisiana? Thank you, Trump. This is how a real president leads. Where was Obama during Katrina? Probably golfing. MAGA. And where was Obama when Katrina hit? Vacation and didn't answer for 3 days? You lefties are all on crack. Will you please get lost? Where were you when Katrina hit? Oh, right, playing golf. Now you want to play president. Never again. So,
and of course, everybody loaded the gun. You just heard the cack. Everybody's like, come on, this is too easy.
Little do they know they completely missed the barn because, lo and behold, here we are with our picture of Obama back when he was senator. Back when he was senator.
Bush was president when Katrina hit.
And it took him a while, for it to calm down, and then for him to walk his dog.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Kanye West.
Right. Exactly.
So here we are with the picture with not even president, senator, or like vice, or it's like as far as like not even like still in Chicago, Obama with former President Bill Clinton helping out Katrina victims.
Right.
So like there's the proof right there as far as what happened and what was going on. So good old internet.
Yeah, I know. It was so funny because like as soon as I saw it, I'm like, this is one of those, like we've said multiple times on here, where you just step back and you're like, nobody really can be this damn stupid, right? Like,
so are we allowed to tell people to just go ahead and put the plastic bag over your head, tie it up, breathe in deeply, and then the last second poke a hole in it? All right, you learned your lesson.
Any statement that you can make, the internet will turn around and say, "Hold on, hold my beer."
Hey, hold
my beer. And my thing that I don't want to, and here's my thing, and not even just purely based on intelligence, the people that you're like, I can't believe anybody would lack this much intelligence. It's the fact that why don't you have, because I know I do, whenever I post something or tweet something that's got like a little bit of fervor behind it, I make sure everything's spelled right. I make sure everything's fucking perfectly. I make sure nothing's worded weird where it can be taken. Like, why don't you have the fear of turning into this where you're like, yeah, where was Obama at? I don't know if it sounds right. Let me see and make sure that he's the president. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, just that simple.
Yeah.
Like, but people are just like, fuck it, no.
I think the funniest one out of these 6 tweets that I read is the one that sit there and put hashtag MAGA, Make America Great Again.
Yeah.
And like, I just really hope people would sit there and just say a stupid fucking statement and then just yell out MAGA.
I like that, actually. That's a good thing.
Wait, yell out what?
I like that. MAGA, Make America Great Again.
Somebody just make a stupid ass statement and then yell MAGA at the end.
Now
not even include the hashtag part, just a MAGA.
Yeah. Like the damn Pokemon. Like they're all. Now, the other one that blew me away, and it's one of those things where it's so stupid you want to kill them or fight them. And
problematic.
No, it's not the president, so it doesn't matter. Who cares? Kellyanne, whatever her name is, when she said that, basically where everybody was saying like, I don't think Hurricane Harvey is a punishment from God on Texas for the way
a lesbian mayor,
or something like that.
Oh, Ann Coulter,
Ann Coulter, sorry. But that sounds a lot more probable than global warming. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what is?
But she didn't include MAGA at the end.
Right, MAGA. I'm just gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start. If I can find, we need to make like some kind of character that just goes around and that's all he does is he just finds like the problematic tweets and he just puts MAGA in all caps with like exclamation, just yells it like a
goddamn.
We'll just make a Pokemon. We'll make a Pokemon.
Yeah, so pretty much, yeah.
We'll make basically like Pikachu with the
Bulbasaur. I was thinking Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur.
Which Pokemon would you think
is the most racist?
Which Pokemon do we think is most racist? Jinx?
Besides Jinx. I knew that was coming out your pocket.
Jesus.
Besides, I don't
think Jesus. Jinx.
I don't think Jinx is problematic. I think Jinx is just. I don't think Jinx is race. I think Jinx is just mad problematic.
It's a racist character.
Just simple.
No, what Pokemon do you think is going to be the quickest to sit there and walk across the street when black people are walking on the sidewalk.
Snorlax?
Nah, he's not walking.
He's like fat. Yeah. He's like a fat, like.
No, he's gonna be. Snorlax will be behind the keyboard.
Okay, yeah.
Yelling hashtag MAGA.
That works. Yeah.
With all the Moon Man videos and shit. What would be? I could picture Bulbasaur wearing a MAGA hat.
Yeah, I could see that.
And then just his voice is MAGA.
Squirtle.
Squirtle? You think Squirtle?
Squirtle.
I like Squirtle though. I couldn't.
I like Squirtle. I feel like
one of the good ones.
Yeah, I know, right?
Was he? Was he? Sounds like a lot of people. They're like, oh no, I'm one of the good ones. No. That was the other turtles.
You're just using the original 72, right? You're not using the.
Do you want me to add some?
No, don't do the new
original one.
Yeah, because I don't know
the original, right?
I don't know the fucking.
I can picture Mewtwo being a.
Mewtwo would be the cool, man.
He's a Puritan, or like he would be more, or not Puritan, but he would be more
like a Nazi.
He would be big, yeah, pretty much. I can picture Mewtwo as like is big in eugenics. Yeah, I can picture Mewtwo as eugenics.
If Mewtwo was a person, Mewtwo would be like.
Ironic because he's cloned.
Right. Mewtwo would be like Beyonce or Oprah.
Nah,
I wouldn't give him Oprah. And I would give him. He's got to be a guy. You got to give him a guy. You got to give him a guy.
You don't remember that movie?
Why do I gotta give him a guy? Why?
Because it's weird. I don't like the fact that
Mewtwo a chick. Mewtwo's a chick.
No, Mewtwo's a dude. Mew is a girl.
Mew's a girl. Mewtwo's a dude.
Yeah, it's you had it backwards. You had it backwards. Remember, he had that real deep, like kind of.
And you're telling me Helga doesn't have a deep voice? Come on, get out of here with that.
Who? Who the hell's Helga?
Stereotypical chick that's supposed to be mannish that has a deep voice.
No, I'm not even.
Is this a thing? Wait.
Who's Helga? I don't know who Helga is.
Oh, you've never heard like somebody call somebody like Helga and they'll be like the butchiest or like manliest woman?
You're talking about like the old.
I just said stereotypical person.
I'm thinking like the. I'm thinking like.
I thought you were talking about the actual character.
Oh yeah. I thought you were talking
about Pokemon called Helga. No.
That's what I thought.
There is a person named Helga that's a cartoon, but that's Helga G. Pataki, and she throws in hands.
See, when you say Helga, I immediately think of Jim Carrey's character from In Living Color. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Bing. That was the impression you were supposed to get. There you go.
Okay, I got it. See,
what was that character's name? Hold on.
Yeah, I thought Helga was a trainer or something. I haven't seen that movie in a while.
So if we were picking Pokemon, I would say Bulbafett.
Is that really his name?
Wobbuffet, Bulbasaur. I don't know. Pikachu's kind of iffy though.
Bulbasaur. What about Execute?
Execute was just new, so
might be a group.
I still think Squirtle. I still think Squirtle. Squirtle had too much personality, and Squirtle didn't care. Like Squirtle would be like smile in your face and then stab you in the back.
Okay, so he's like a new white supremacist then. He's got the white shirt and the khakis on. I like Snorlax though, because Snorlax looks like an old plantation owner, like a big fat old plantation owner.
Which one again?
Snorlax.
Machop. There it is. That's the perfect one. Machop.
What is it?
Machop. Yep.
Is that hit? No. Okay. Machop. Oh, Machop. I always get the mixed up.
Machop and Machamp, and then.
I mean, that's where they evolved. I'm talking about the regular one. Look at the screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, with that haircut, yeah.
Yeah, that Buzz haircut, man.
Out.
Yeah, that haircut.
Aryan haircut.
That haircut did it.
Vera de Milo. Vera de Milo.
Okay.
Was the Jim Carrey character.
It was the Jim Carrey character. Okay, yeah. That's right, yeah. Because I was trying to, I like that. But shot with that haircut does it.
So, if you can think of a Pokemon that you think would be the one that walks across the street when you're walking down the street,
Machop looks like the dude.
Please send it in. That's the one we're rolling with.
Like this got punched. Machop looks like the guy that got punched outside of the rally.
Yeah.
That haircut.
Hey, I said my piece on this. What's next?
Saying, Bulbasaur has plenty of vines. He can hold as many tiki torches as he wants.
You're right. Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying, Bulbasaur was that dude, man. Bulbasaur was like, I'm riding or dying. I'm chilling in the cut. You know what? If Bulbasaur was white, sorry.
So he's a closet racist.
I'm trying to say this in a polite way. If you're gonna take Bulbasaur and make him white, I think Bulbasaur would have been part of the Freedom Riders. He'd have been like one of the ones that jumped off the. I mean, is that the Freedom Rides? The buses that got bombed. Am I thinking of the wrong thing?
I don't know. I'm mentally having a...
but it used to be some, during the movements, white people was riding with, and they used to get beat up too, because they was with, quote unquote, the wrong side. Huh?
Yeah, actually,
I'm cool with Jigglypuff. I'm cool with
Jigglypuff. I like Jigglypuff too.
Hey,
I like Jigglypuff too.
Facts. And it wants to sing you to sleep. I don't trust nothing that wants to sing you to sleep. My mama didn't sing me to sleep. I don't trust nobody that wants to sing me to sleep.
Jigglypuff looks like a lady that white lady fought in the lobby.
And you know, like the look. Now that I'm looking at his face,
Jigglypuff would be Roseanne.
I think
not Roseanne.
I think Ginger is a huge fan of the hard R.
Yeah. What's the picture? I can't.
Ginger looks like a fan of nigger. Of saying it just out of nowhere.
Which one? Which one's Ginger?
Here, hold on.
Is that to do with the tongue?
No. Right above coughing.
Oh yeah.
Show it at the screen.
You know, Ginger's the purple.
Ginger's the purple one, like after Haunter.
Oh, the ghost one.
Yeah.
After the ghost one, where he got legs and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can just picture him sitting this. Yeah.
What else?
Gengar sounds like a.
What else we got?
What's his name?
Oh, I'm sorry.
What else we got?
Let me see what else
we went on a whole Pokemon tangent about racist Pokemon.
That works.
Speaking of racist, do you want to sit there and you brought up a very interesting topic or a very interesting question as far as your thoughts about white people saying the N-word around each other or amongst each other?
Oh, that was me.
Oh, that was you. Oh, pardon me. Excuse me. Credit goes.
It wasn't me this time.
Because I had two situations. I had both of those situations with both those questions that I asked you guys happened at the same time.
Are you going to tell us the situation? You want the answers first, and then
the answers? No, I'll tell you the situation because basically what it was is me and my girlfriend we went to one of our coworkers' parties. Mm-hmm. They were having one of her coworkers, a good friend of ours, was having a surprise party for a boyfriend who was turning 21. So that's first check mark of awkwardness. You can already tell where we're going with this because. You know how old all of us are, so that's the first red flag. So we get there, and I mean everybody's nice, but it's just one of those things where I've never seen any of these people in my life, and they're all like 21 around that area. So I'm automatically like, get me out of here.
Because you're old, man.
You're right. I know exactly. Right. Hello, fellow youths.
Young adults. How are you doing today?
I just skateboard into a kickflip and fucking take my sunglasses off.
And then they would have been like, Grandpa's amazing.
Right, exactly. Yeah, after I didn't hurt myself. But then the other thing was, it was funny because like one of the guys that was sitting on the couch, he offered me a drink. I was like, no, I'm fine. He says, you sure? I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. I promise you. And then him and his girlfriend was sitting on his lap. Mm-hmm. And then his girlfriend's brother was like arguing him. They was like joking back and forth. Mm-hmm. And then he like every 5 seconds, like he just like they were arguing. He was like, why are you mad at me for? He said, because you didn't come play basketball with me the other day. He said, nigga, I was doing something. And I was like, like looking around. Like,
I'm mad I can't see your face. I'm mad I can't see your face on this.
Yeah, the audio is not doing it justice.
Yeah, I was like looking around like you know how that look you have when you like walk into a bushel of gnats and you're like, what the like you can't see them but you know they're there and they're bugging the hell out of you. Mm-hmm. That's the way I felt. I was confused. Like, am I like, is it me? Because there was only one black person and she was like mixed like in the room. So I'm like, well, it's like a comedian said one time. He said, I was walking in the street. I heard, what's up, my nigga? He said, I turned around. There was a white dude talking to another white dude. So he said, I said, fucking kept walking. He said, ain't talking to me. So it was one of those things where it was interesting. Yeah. And I kind of like, because I'm kind of an asshole and like to joke around too, I kind of tried to make it known that I heard them just to see if they shifted it. Yeah. But they just kept saying it to each other. So I'm like, all right. And then like another person.
So you gave them approval.
No, I didn't. How am I gonna give an approval besides saying thumbs up like I'm fucking playing the Japanese game?
I mean, so did they hear you like say like, oh, you heard it, blah blah blah, as if you were like, okay, I'm cool with that. Go ahead, keep going.
No,
and they were just like, fuck it. We're just gonna say
I didn't. I didn't say anything. Okay. They probably didn't even notice what I did, but I didn't want to make it like blatantly obvious. Where I was like, like looking at them like, come on.
And who were they in relation to to the
one of them my girlfriend works with. Actually, both of them, except for the one that was saying it the most works with my girlfriend. The one that was receiving it doesn't. I don't think.
Does he receive it?
So he's the catcher, huh? Okay. So you got a pitcher and a catcher. All right.
But it was just so funny because like then like another person joined in because like they were trying to surprise
join in the conversation.
Exactly. But also said the word too. Because it was one of those things where like we were in the house, somebody came in and everybody was like surprise, and they was like, no, wait, he's coming. So he joined in and they was like, and then they was like, why the hell didn't you tell us you was coming in? He said, I was about to. He said he's right behind me. He said, nigga, you should have texted us. And I'm like, he was also as white as the driven snow, along with the guy that said it twice at this point. And I'm just like, all right, cool. I guess fuck it. They're not talking to me. And the thing is, it was one of those where, it's one of those where, they say it because they listen to Gucci Mane all the time. It's one of those where you can make that clear line of sight because they were like hipster type dudes. Like the hipster borderline. It's like a hipster that just listens to hip hop, kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then they feel super comfortable with saying it because they listen to Kendrick Lamar's albums multiple times on repeat.
I don't think they understand.
Yeah, and they just can like throw it out there. But I just, and that kind of played into the whole awkward situation thing. Because I was just like, let's get the fuck out of here. And it was, my girlfriend was like, fuck, let's get the fuck out. She didn't want to go, but her good friend Amelia was the one that was them. But, yeah. But it was just and this isn't the first time this has happened. I've seen this happen multiple times. Yeah. Like, I've been out before and seen two white dudes having a conversation and they say it to each other. I'm like, oh, well, fuck it, okay. And it's never been a situation where two people will say it and there's a black person with them that's like, on the joke type thing. Right. Like, it's always been just them two. Like, just having the conversation. And I'm like, all right, I mean, what the fuck?
There's no definite answer.
No, not at all.
As a way to respond to it. No, there's no if A then B.
Yeah, there's no fucking formula.
Yeah,
there's no formula or flow chart to this. It's just weird.
I mean, there's people that
you got the same response as me.
I don't know.
So in this instance, as far as I'm not going to sit there and say, hey, you should have did this. Hey, you should have went at this. Like, because hell, if I'm in that situation, I don't know how I'm going to react. But as far as just hearing it and just being like the way you described the environment, it made it sound like, was it okay? So just to clarify, was it in a house or like a bar or some shit?
No, house, like a house.
Okay.
It was a house. I don't know why I'm saying house like it was like
a house.
It was a house. It was a house as clear as a house can get.
It's this building with
walls and doors, and it might have had a mailbox.
Yeah, an address. I don't know. It was on the street. It was a house. Yeah. There was like like I said, situation. Two people sitting on the couch. I'm standing up. My girlfriend is standing like talking to one of the people that was sitting on the couch in front of her. The guy that he was talking to was sitting on the edge of the couch, and he was sitting in the chair with his girlfriend on his lap, talking to him. Yeah, and they were talking back and forth.
As far as like, I don't know, it's like
just like bickering.
As far as like the environment, the distance between hearing the conversation where you are towards or from that conversation, how close you are, like, and not just in a distance sense, but in a like relationship sense, as far as like interacting with these people, how much you've had a chance to interact with them and stuff like that. As far as me in that kind of situation, I don't know. I could probably, depending on any of those factors there, sitting going like, oh, really? And just kind of like, just being kind of taken aback at the same time, just kind of showing like, hey, fuck you doing?
Right, like, yeah, exactly.
I'm like, I'm right here.
Right, exactly.
And it's, I can't really coach you on this type of shit.
Right, yeah. And
especially in the sense like, well, it's like, oh, well, hold on. It's like, I don't understand why it's a problem as far as when you guys say it. It's like, well, no, and then having to go through that whole fucking spiel.
Yeah, I wouldn't even want.
And it's like, well, there's not enough alcohol and time
exactly.
in the world to sit there and discuss this as far as, and even then, like, as far as it's going to be very hard to kind of convince people that are sitting there and drunk in the first place.
And see, here's the thing: one of the girls that was sitting on the couch, she was probably mixed, but she's like my complexion. So I don't like calling people mixed because I always get asked if I'm mixed, and I'm not mixed. I'm just light skinned.
Could be Asian for a lot.
Right, but she was clearly black, and she was a good friend of all of these people involved.
Yeah.
So they clearly said it before in this group, and she's there. Yeah, and she's there to represent, and she's also sitting right next to him.
And so she was cool.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah!
Okay,
like beyond.
All right. So
this has been a flag planted long ago. All right, and she is the notary republic that has said everything.
Let me jump in.
Go ahead.
Let me jump in. So this is a hot take.
Yeah, you good.
So what I was asking you, you just answered for me, but it was the other girl that was in the room.
Wait, so, 2 seconds. Just for the listener, I really wanted to ask this question in general too.
Okay, go for it.
To these guys, because one, I know in Brent's case, he doesn't like it at all, really. He's a lot less comfortable with it from across the board, which I think we're pretty close.
By across the board, meaning black people.
Yeah, exactly. But I know Brent doesn't like it really, period. Which I understand. And I know we're pretty all close, but I feel like Brent's probably the one that like is most like, no, let's put that shit to bed, period. Anyways, continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But that was one of the reasons why it's one of those situations where when I hear something like this, I especially think about you, Brent, because it's even, I feel like it's even, you would have an even stronger opinion about it.
Okay.
And that's not to downplay me and Webb's opinion.
So,
but
so with that, like you and Webb, or Jedi, or Shayna, you know what I'm saying? If y'all came up, we was talking whatever, was like, yo, my nigga, blah, 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 we was talking, y'all just dropped nigga.
And the thing is, it never happens hardly, like, except when we're on here joking.
Yeah, and I'm only, and like, the funny thing is, I throw this out liberally on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially the hard R.
Right, exactly.
Simply for the fact of, it's only specifically for the podcast. Exactly. I'm not really doing this shit like
right. Yeah, in normal conversation, like we never say it. That's the funny thing about it. Yeah, just for the listener who obviously doesn't, because we obviously are friends outside of this. But yeah,
cringe when they listen.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, we're not doing this for like shock.
I cringe when I hear the hard R like every
right.
time.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
I just want to give kind of people an understanding of who.
I mean, if you haven't heard before, yeah, that's pretty true. Across the board, like, yeah, I'm not with it. So for this, so what I was asking you earlier was, like, how was your response? So I asked that because what I've in my perspective, my experience of seeing these type of situations, at least hearing about these type of situations, I've seen them like once or twice. Well, maybe more than that, but
right.
So typically, there's a person who this crowd feels comfortable with around, who's typically black or some ethnicity, and they allow it. Right? They allow it. They're lenient on it. We'll say lenient. They're lenient on it. All right.
Right, which we have that in the one girl on the couch. Yeah, so we kind of have that element implanted. Yeah,
is that person. So with that, and for whatever reason that everybody chooses their side. They on the scale at some point where they lie on it. Some people are lenient, some people are strict. Whatever. So with that happening, that gives them free range to be comfortable saying this, right?
Right. Exactly.
So when a person not of the group, we'll say that person's within their circle, is okay with it, they people start to get this false sense of security that, oh, this shit's okay because my one friend
is cool with
it. And what you're not getting is, if you think that your one friend is the only sole black person in the world, then you're being dumb. If you think they're the president of black people, you're being dumb, because I'll just say this, say that shit at your own risk and your own peril.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not sending like threats out to anybody, but I'm saying like, it's kind of like one of those, like, you always looking for a fight, you're going to find one. You keep saying that around like the wrong people, the wrong company that's not cool, then shit's gonna get real in certain different ways.
Right.
To what Webb was saying, there's so many ways you could react to a situation that you're in, Gary. Like, for me, if you're ever in a situation like that and you know you're outnumbered, like you got to think about sometimes like, all right, let's.
I got two simple questions.
Right now,
as far as to compliment what you got going on. It's like, is it worth the debate?
Right.
Or is it worth the fight?
Right, exactly. Yeah. And
then when I think of that, if it's worth the fight, like
you can live life like that.
Are we walking out? You know what I'm saying? Like
right,
when shit escalates, you got to really think like, are we walking out? I'm here with my chick, or with such and such.
Yeah.
You got to really think about what's the smartest, not always the safest play, but like what's the smartest move in some of these. In these situations, right?
And it's one of those things where I knew that I wasn't going to be. I've heard it before. It doesn't. I guess it's one of those things where I asked myself, it's always those questions like, well, all right, like there's no reason to have a discussion because one, I'm already at the point where I don't want to talk to these people at all, like high and by. And I knew me and my girl would be gone within like 15 minutes.
See,
so I knew if I engaged in the conversation,
like,
then
you know what, it's not worth it.
I'm like foot out the door, like I'm like halfway out the door.
They fucking up, babe. They fucking up. We out.
This place is weird in here. Let's get the fuck out of here.
I might have tried it. I might have checked that. I might have, but it'll depend on what's the whole vibe setting, how I'm feeling. I might have checked that, but then again, I am also a stranger and a guest in somebody's home, which means I probably ain't gonna give a fuck either way because I ain't got to come back.
Exactly.
It's not because I'm scared and I ain't got to come back. Fuck this place.
Right? Yeah, you never have to go to that place again.
So that's always an option. I know everybody was thinking I was gonna be like, I'm gonna be nice because I'm a guest. Fuck that shit.
Right. Now here's the other thing I wonder about it too. Now obviously I have no experience in this because I don't really have. I mean, I've got nieces and stuff that are around that age, but I don't really have anybody that I like am around frequently that are in that age group. Mm-hmm. But I wonder now obviously things are still bad. We know this racially across this country. But as the younger generations come up and hopefully become more comfortable with other races, not racist, other races, whether it's black to white, black to Indian, black to Muslim, whatever. Is this becoming a more just throwaway fucking word in this new generation?
So I'm gonna say
across the board, not just talking about black.
So I'm gonna say yes and no. All right.
Okay.
So from perception, people mostly think that yes. People are gelling more, becoming more of a real melting pot, stuff like that. This is just kind of a term of endearment, like across the board, right? With the A.
Right. Absolutely. Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
But the problem is, there's always going to be people who are like, no, this shit ain't flying no matter what, right? There's always going to be people like me out there, right?
Absolutely.
So the thing is, if you start to believe that because you found somebody who's a little bit more lenient, whatever, and you're trying to apply that to all situations, it's not going to work. Right?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to run into a person like me who's not going to be cool with that. And then if your response to me, because I'm like, yo, I'm not cool with that, and you're like, I don't care, we're going to have an issue. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're already going to have an issue because I'm coming to you. You know what I'm saying? Let's granted that I'm not out of pocket in how I do this. Like, I ain't pissing your pots and flip over a table. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're being straight up. You're being honest. You're telling them, hey,
like, you know what I'm saying? If I'm coming to you like man to man, man to woman, you know what I'm saying? Like person to person, and I'm like, yo, I'm not cool with that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Can we cool that? Use some other vocabulary words. Use motherfucker. Motherfucker works good for everybody.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that works good for everybody. And your response to me is like, A, you're getting defensive, or A, you're like now going on the offense. Yeah, we're gonna butt heads. We're gonna clash. So,
absolutely.
Even if there's more people that are more lenient, that still does not take away from the people who are firm and hard standing on the issue,
right?
And how you adjust is up to you, because I can't stop a person from saying nigga to his buddy, right?
Right.
I can't do that. I'm not the police for this. I'm not doing that. So,
but here's the other way I think about it. It's one of those things where I'm like, well, if he's gonna say it to his buddy, then that means he's comfortable with saying it.
Mm-hmm. And you're not gonna be able to stop somebody from being comfortable with the word in the comfort of their own home.
Exactly, and that's a whole nother can of worms.
I am the dude when we're in a club or we're out and about, we're playing music, and I know it's unedited, and I know all the niggas that are in the song. I'm looking to see if the white person next to me is gonna say the words, because don't do it. Don't do it. Edit yourself. All right.
This is the funniest thing.
Edit your fucking self, because
there's something that I experience on a daily basis. Is we listen to hip hop, and we listen a lot. We listen to pretty much anything, from fucking Gucci to fucking Childish Gambino. Oh. Yeah, to national. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, you go that far. When we're riding around, when I'm going to stories with my reporter, and he's very into music. Pretty much both my reporters that I work with on a weekly basis are super into music, and it's so funny because I don't say them. When I'm listening to music, I don't say it. Yeah. I'll leave it out. But it's funny to see, like, because out of the corner of my eye, I'll try to catch them. Not trying to catch them say it, but trying to just trying to, like, basically make sure. Oh, no. It's almost a thing where I don't want to make them uncomfortable. And I kind of hate that because I'm like, it's just music.
Nope.
If it's Kendrick Lamar or something, like, let me just listen, like, let me enjoy the music. You don't need to feel uncomfortable, just don't say it.
Here's my question.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
If a person quoted anybody, they said, on this day, this nigga did this, did blah, 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 killed his mom, blah, 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 they made love to somebody, nigga, quote.
That'd be a weird quote.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We'll just run with this. I don't give
a shit. You remember Sam Jackson's favorite line in Django? It was like, who's that nigga
on the nap? Quote Samuel L. Jackson. Is that shit gonna fly with me? Fuck no. I'm gonna be like, so you couldn't just leave that part out of your fucking quote? You couldn't just be like, who is that on that nap? I'm not giving you a pass if you're not able to quote some shit to me face to face. I'm not giving you a pass in a song, like, because basically all you're doing is quoting the lyrics.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what I'm saying too.
Fuck that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying too. That's exactly what I mean too. But it's just funny to be in. I enjoy the awkwardness of those situations because it's funny to me. Because you always see whenever, like, anytime, like, there's it amuses. I know it's bad to say, but it's funny when a white person's uncomfortable about some shit like that, and they have to try to, like, tiptoe through a minefield to try to, like, make sure everybody's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it amuses me because I'm just, like, sitting there. I'm like, you're trying really hard. I'm glad you're trying hard, and I'm glad you're not just being reckless. But this shit's funny right now. I'm sorry. Like, it's simple as that.
Hey, small wins, man. Small wins.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
I thought of two stand-ups in this conveation. One being Donald Glover. I think it was Weirdo was the show. Mm-hmm. Where he's talking about he was at a Kanye concert. Yeah. And then, it was like he was in Houston. There's a bunch of white people. And then they sit there and were saying nigga in the lyrics. And then he looked around and they all were looking at him. He was like, yeah, we said it. What are you going to do about
it? See, on that situation, you look, as a whole crowd, you got to pick your poison. Like, do I want to fight everybody?
Is this part of the debate?
Right.
Or am I Itman all of a sudden?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
is
this hands for the city tonight? Because you're about to go through an action movie to get out of there. Like,
right, you just John Wick
like
your way
all of John Wick, Atomic Blonde. Like, you're about to go all the way through. And just realize there's no breaks.
It just turns into that church scene from The Kingsman.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, what are you gonna do about it? He just, like, turns around the gun, just starts jumping over the pews and shit.
And that's how I think of it. Like, go ahead. What's the second one?
The second dude was Louis C.K. where he's talking about it's like the N-word. It's like, I hate when you say the N-word because it makes me say nigger in my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that was another one. Yeah, like, there's no real relevance. There's no way to throw this in there. It's like a pithy.
That wasn't just like first time saying a joke with nigger in it.
No, one of the other times. No.
I stopped listening to him. I was like, this dude's hilarious. And then I was like listening one day, and he said like nigger, and I was like, nah, I can't do this shit. Nah. Somebody's about to catch some fades.
Yeah. I can see, like, as far as, like, the joke, just, like, the word, hearing it from him, as the quote, God, I hate quoting so many damn people, and most of all, Family Guy.
One of the other,
like, it hits the ear funny.
Yeah, it does. It does. But one of the other times that he said it, and I was like, the fact that it was such a shock value joke.
Yeah.
That I gave him I was like, if you can tastefully craft a joke, and it's in there.
And there's a whole theme, and there is a reason behind him saying it. And as far as to sit there and kind of subvert, certain expectations.
It was a deer joke. It was where you hit the deer.
I thought that was at the end of that stand up.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying that's the only other time I can remember him saying that. I'm saying it's a deer.
I remember that. I remember the
because in the deer joke he said because he said every slur.
Yeah. I got that.
And that was the whole point of the joke is he was like, get out of you stupid damn nigger cunt Jew deer. And he like screamed it out. And I was like, oh Jesus.
My favorite one is he was talking about this white barista that sit there and fixed the coffee for him. And he said, and I took a sip and I was like, that nigger made shit out of this coffee.
He's so stupid, man. I swear to God, he's a fucking.
It's like, and he was white. I don't understand why I felt this. He said, I don't know what happened.
But yeah, I love the N-word. Well, that's a good joke because that's exactly what it does. He said, if you say the N-word, he said that just supports the word in my mind.
Yeah.
He said, don't make me say it. He said, you say it. You have the balls to say it. Don't try to be the news lady that passes it off on everybody else. He's like, you say nigger, you fucking cunt.
And on that note of plagiarism.
So bad, man. Oh, it's so bad.
I think we should wrap it up off of that.
Yeah, 4 minutes.
So that was how many?
We got like 4 minutes left.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to episodes.
We can do plagiarism. We can still do plagiarism.
Yeah, we still could. Copyright. No, I'm not talking about cutting it out or nothing like that.
No, we're good. No, he was just joking.
Ending on that note. Yeah, I was fucking with.
My apologies.
Okay. My apologies. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to episode 68 of Oafdiscussions. Hope you laughed, cried, and felt uncomfortable throughout the entire ordeal.
That is our goal every week.
No, not next week. Next week, somebody sliding in some DMs. Somebody might get wet off the next episode. I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but it's episode 69.
Splash.
Some shit's gonna get upside down, turned around.
By all means, this being a sex-related episode, send any questions, comments, concerns that you have regarding episode 69 to oafdiscussions@gmail.com. Also, reach out to us at Oafdiscussions on Twitter. We have a Facebook group. Feel free to comment on that. Search Oafdiscussions in the Facebook search bar. Follow me at Web859 on Twitter, Web.859 on Instagram. Gary is on KN Kid Swift on Twitter. On Instagram, Groovebox Gary, is it not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hello, CoolB22 on Twitter. That's the same username for the Instagram, correct, for Mr. Brent?
Yep, it's all over.
Shayna at ShaynaNB on Instagram and Twitter. And Jacob is at Jake_688 on Twitter. Did I say that one right?
You got that one right.
And always
shout out to BTG Feedback. Did y'all do that last week?
I can't wait to read that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's next week. We're gonna do that next week.
Yeah.
Oh, so we have BTG Feedback. We're gonna drop on everybody this hot take. I can't wait for it.
And then also, as always, shout out to Seth.
Seth Aronovich, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's gonna say on this one.
Yeah, shout out to our commenter Seth on the YouTube. We appreciate it.
Yes, listen to us on YouTube. Check us out on Podbean, at Stitcher, at Google Play Music, at iTunes. Any form of fashion that you can find Oafdiscussions, search us on Google. Oafdiscussions.com is in the works at this moment, so don't check that out just yet. Just search for us. With that said, I am Webb.
I'm Gary.
Mr. Brent.
We'll see you guys next week.
You look confused, like I'm Gary.
Question mark?
Oh, if you're having a long day, just remember these words. Did you die?
Yep, did you die? We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Adios. Arrivederci.